boss. We need more chairs.
I'd like to leave it open, just in case. If, yeah, what I mentioned before, baby steps. It's you got to start somewhere, and most organizations. And here's a problem why our problem hasn't been fixed for such a long time. I mean, this is not a problem that happened overnight. This is a problem that's happened for at least 100 years in our country. The mentality is always shooting for the moon before you even have any feet on the ground. And it's a top-down mentality that people are plagued with. They're shooting for the one guy to save us all, you know, whether it's Bush, Obama, McCain, you know, some kind of president that's going to come in and sweep away all our problems with their magic wand. The reality is all politics starts at the grassroots level. And this organization is intended to build a realistic organization on a local level, addressing local issues and educating the local public so that they're aware of what's really going on and what problems we have to face and how we can possibly correct those problems. And it has to start on a local level. We're not going to be some kind of national organization tomorrow or even a year or 2 years down the road. We'll be lucky if we're beyond Scott County, but the important thing is that we establish something here locally first, get our feet wet, and then go forward from there. So the option is there, and it's always open to go further. If it works, then it'll work. If it's a waste of time, we'll find out eventually. But we have to run with it and see how it works to see where it goes. So yes, we want to establish some sort of foundation, some sort of set of principles that we stand on. And that's one thing critical about this group too, is we want to be about principle versus power. Because we've been plagued with organizations that are all about power and they forget about their principles. In fact, we have candidates in both the Democratic and Republican Party that completely ignore the platform. And yet the parties are okay with it. But yet that's their principles. If you can't stand on principles, what are you standing on?
And we have a great principle foundation with all the work that Super Liberty's been doing over the last couple of years. Hopefully some of the stuff you've seen published in the River City's Reader. But to answer your question, Kevin, if we can pull off one or two of these things and actually create some real impact and change on transparency in the courts or high property taxes, then we will have proven that we can do it ourselves and more people gravitate towards us, and it will be on its own, really. You know, it's not about, did we get elected? You know, we got a new party and we're, you know, having a central committee and we're raising money and all that. No, this is what we want to do. And frankly speaking, I hope that people in this room will step up behind the three people that if we're so fortunate to get them in office and help them with research. Help them with backgrounders and what's happening in your town in Scott County. Because they need to hear from you. To know, I mean, there's a couple of people in this room that have brought me some data about that Scott County Emergency Communications Center. It's blowing my mind. I just can't keep track of it all, but this one person did all this research is like, wow, that's what the county supervisor should have in their hands when they went to vote for it. You know, and that research wasn't done because staff just railroads it through. We have to become the staff, is what it comes down to, and thwart the staff's efforts because they're doing nothing but growing it. I'm told we have 35. Is that right? Is it 35? Go put some beside it! Calm down! Calm down over there! Yes, absolutely. All right, so we're taking nominations from the floor for supervisor.
Well,
yes, sir.
I nominate Jesse Anderson.
There's Jesse right there.
Yes.
I nominate John Riley.
We got hold on, we got one on the floor, right? The nomination on the floor.
Well, we can
You can do them all at once? But you need a second?
No, we don't.
You don't need a second?
We're not doing the
Oh, okay, cool. John Riley?
John Riley.
Excellent.
John Green.
John
Green.
Green.
Any others from the floor to nominate for, this is for Board of Supervisors. There's 3 positions available. We have 3 nominated. We can stay with the 3 unless somebody else wants to nominate someone they know. to run as well. And we got, okay, there's a motion to close the nominations. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Nominations are closed. We have our 3 nominees for Board of Supervisors.
Look at all those J's over there. It's hilarious. All right. Yes, ma'am.
That would have been the subgroup.
Please.
Of course.
I just remember, and I apologize for showing my ignorance, but I just remember when Ross Perot ran, and he screwed everything up. I mean, he didn't help anything. And that's my big concern. It's not that I don't believe that something needs to change. It's just that that's my big concern. That it's just going to throw the power back in the hands of the people that were trying to get out of the way. You know?
I can tell you, Ross Perot had a significant impact, so much that they ended up changing the organization that was in charge of the debates, because formerly it was run by the women.
Daughters of the American Revolution.
Daughters what?
Of the American, is that right? Daughters of the American Revolution.
Yeah, and they instead created a whole different organization run by the
GOP and the Democrats.
RNC,
DNC
the
and the RNC, yeah.
to refrain from allowing any kind of other ideas into the debate besides a Republican or Democratic idea. So,
But you're making her point. They just screwed it up.
no. Well, it screwed it up for any kind of independent discussion outside of the regular mainstream, debate.
Well, I felt like he detracted the vote because he had some good ideas and he sucked the vote out of the conservative party and conservative-minded people who were looking for change. And I don't
Thomas, what do you think?
Well, actually, the point to that is if you look what happened when Ross Perot lost it to the Republicans, what really happened is you saw David turn that contract with the mayor, and you saw Congress really let ratchet down on the budget. And they basically forced Bill Clinton to have a balanced budget for the first time in decades. The United States had a balanced budget. It wasn't Clinton that did it. It was Ross Perot made Republicans lose. They came back swinging into the legislature and into Congress, and they started passing balanced budgets, lean budgets, that did the right thing. And forced the Republicans to do what they should have been doing right now. Unfortunately, they didn't remember. But we've not had a third party coming in strong enough to force them to keep the conservative ballot. Because like with the Republican Party, I've spent years, 2 years here in Iowa, and there's other places, writing the platform. In the county, I went to state in 2008, I went to district this time around, and the platform is always very conservative. It says, that's the best I can. But then the party bosses ran a lot of models in there, and they say, we are going to just kind of mind the platform that's irrelevant. And they just keep on doing what they're doing. And you have to have that third party pressure to force the GOP to be conservative.
Hold them accountable. The other thing, though, that's important, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's the macro. That's that thing we were talking about earlier, the big horse race in the sky that the media keeps us all focused on, because everything comes from above. No, it should come from our county. What if this county doesn't want to pay withholding taxes? What if we said, hey, businesses in Scott, we're talking about economic development in Scott County, move to Scott County and we support your right not to pay withholding because it's unconstitutional. I mean, it sounds radical, I know, but if you have a sheriff in place, and a county attorney in place, and a treasurer in place, and a recorder in place, and a supervisor in place, they all agree on that, because the people agree on that, what are they going to do? It sounds sacrilegious, I know. But the other thing I want to share with you on this macro-micro thing is it's not a partisan thing going on up there. It's not, you don't even know who the Democrat or Republican is on that Board of Supervisors because they're just rubber stamping what the staff gives them.